Uh-oh, check it out, guys. We got a Rolex.
If it's out there, well, he's gonna find it. Well, there's treasure waiting. It's just been hiding. Yeah, you know he'll comb the beach and he'll unearth metal. Calabash digger will find something special. He'll dig, he'll dive to find that treasure. Welcome to Calabash Digger Adventures.
All right, guys, I'm about to show you something that's gonna blow your mind with the Vortex VX7 here on the beach today. Looks good to me. We're down here close to the wet sand. I'm going to show you guys something. There's some a major problem going on with the VX9 9.08. We've seen it with the VX7 on land. We've seen it with the VX5, and it is this. You see this can? If I come across this can, notice the coil height. Do you see what's under the coil right there? Bottle cap's gone. Let me show you something. You guys see that? Look at that. You see that ring right there, right? And then it come back. Did you guys see that? Come across the can? Well, let me show you. There's the ring first. Good detection depth on the ring. Let's hit the bottle cap. To the ring, bottle. Look, the ring is gone. It's hung up at a 70. Oh, it unlocked finally. So the machine is locking up on targets as you come across. You come across the can. Ring is gone. Let it think. For some odd reason, Slash just doesn't like this metal detector. Go figure. All right, guys, been a long time no see here. Been tied up doing life and diving and looking at some different things with the Vortex over the last week and a half. We're going to talk about that tonight. We're going to talk about the new DEUS HF coil number 2 coming out, and we're going to get right to it. But been a minute since I've done this, so if I'm a little bit off, you know, this thing right here, there's a lot of moving parts to a live stream, so I'm a one-man team over here. But we're going to get down to some facts tonight, and we're going to talk about a whole lot of different things. Everything in this live stream is my opinion, and it's just that, and your opinion may vary, but these are my opinions, and here we go. Let me do some shout-outs. So let's see right here. Who we got here? We got Brian, David, TN. Oh, what's going on, Ohio Fred? Buzzsaw. I'm learning the Manicore. Good luck with that one. That's a great metal detector, and if you put the time in with it, it'll pay big dividends. My good friend Carolina Digger, who metal detects with me, has really, for his style of iron hunting, he's pretty well dug into that Manicore and does really, really well with it. Ohio, Buzzsaw, I think I'm calling out some people. Zapper, TN, I'm calling out double people I know. CZ Digger, what's up, man? What's going on, Mikey? So let me get down here. What's going on, Eric? Put them next to each other. Alan, yeah. Hey, I appreciate it, Zapper. Oh, let me talk about Slash just for a minute. So I had a massive, hey, quit chewing on my rug. You know better than that. And he's getting to be a big boy. I don't know if we could see him in the camera or not, but I'll tell you about the scare real quick. Let me back up right here and see if we can see him. Slash, come. Oh, don't lay there. You know we're on camera. You don't want to come. Come here. Up. Get up. Hold on. Up, I say. Up. Get up. There we go. Now, let's set her down. Come on over here. Come on over here. Now, let's set her down. There we go. You're like, what is he doing? Is he talking to the TV or is he talking to me? Give me your paw. Good boy. Speak. Good boy. Good boy. He's such a good boy. Yes, he is. He's gotten big, guys. Come here. Come here. You better come here. You better come here. All right, that's enough with the doggy stuff. I got to get back to the live stream. Now, I probably got him wound up doing that. But I had a massive scare with him yesterday. I got back from diving, and I had put my bag down, and it had my blood pressure pills in it. Well, guess who decided to dig into my bag, chew my blood pressure bottle up, and dump all the pills out? I didn't know if he ate any or not, so I rushed him to the vet. They induced vomiting. Luckily, we didn't see any pills in his vomit, and he's back to normal today. But they gave him a shot for nausea when he left. But they took these drops, man, and dropped in his eyes, and within 5 minutes he was throwing up. So it's some kind of medication that does that. All right, guy, you got to get over here and lay down so Daddy can do the live stream, or I'm gonna have to put him out back. So he's kind of wound up. We went out and played and exercised before live. I was trying to get him wound down. So CZ says they gave two Vortex away today on a hunt. Hopefully the new owners get an idea what's going on with these machines. Yeah, there's some problems with this software, and it's all the way through the whole line, and we'll talk about it. What's up, Jay? What's up, William? Ryan, what's going on? Oh, yeah, and let me go ahead and get this out there. The guy's emblem right there, Ryan, best guy to deal with. He's taking pre-orders for the DEUS II HF 2 coil. And Ryan is a little bit different than some dealers. He doesn't take your money up front. He doesn't sit there and hold your money. So if you want to pre-order with him, he's not going to hold your money up. 60-day return policy, just a great guy to deal with. And he told me, I was asking him, did he have anything on sale? And this is what's going on with that real quick. The Manicore is $12.99 through May. So if you're thinking about a Manicore, they're marked down to $12.99 through May. And I don't know. I know there was one that had a pinpointer coming with it. Maybe he'll talk. I don't know if it was. I think it was an Equinox 800 or something. But I don't know. Maybe Ryan will type that in. But great guy to deal with. Taking pre-orders. Manicore on sale. Give him a call. He'll look out for you guys. Does it have sweet speed adjustment? It does, David, but it's not. Whoa, I'm moving the wrong thing here. Told you guys I was out of it. It does, but that's not what's causing it. It's some kind of overload type thing. What's going on, Okie? What's up, Jeffrey? When will Garrett be releasing their divining rods to replace the Vortex? Let's see here. Edward, what's up? PA Digger, what's up going on? Do you sell those shirts? I wish. Yeah, he's gotten big, man. He's gotten big. That thing yesterday scared me to death, though. I was really worried. But the vet told me that that medication that I take, I think it's called Lorizapine or something like that. It's a common blood pressure medicine, but they actually have a form of it that they use to treat dogs with. So they told me he would have had to eat like 60 tablets for it to be fatal. But anyway, it scared me. But, it taught me something. He's getting bigger and he's getting more inquisitive, and we just got to watch out. What's up, Treasure Coast Metal Detector? It is. Listen, I was out there doing obedience training with him before the live. Come on, man. I can send him to his place, sit down, stay. I can walk around the house, and he will stay in place. And then as soon as I cut the camera on and want to show you guys, he just lays there and looks at me. Happens every time. Something wrong with his updates. Yeah. Veteran support hub. Cool deal, man. Mississippi, cool deal. You're welcome, PSL. You're welcome. What's up, Lewis? Even Nugget Noggin abandoned Garrett and got it. Yeah. Yeah, in his videos, he's using the DEUS II. And, if you're a relic hunter, hard to beat the DEUS II. The Manicore is a great machine, too. And like I said, Carolina Digger likes. That's his favorite for relics. And my favorite's the DEUS II, and both of them are dangerous, but I like that DEUS II. Nugget made a good move, in my opinion, by putting the DEUS II in his hand. In that last video he did, he talked about hunting the site that he was on years prior with another machine, and he talked about that new tech going back and finding stuff that was left behind. Yeah, he talked about that in the video. I seen the comment. Let's see here. Digging on the beach, we'll find more jewelry. That's pretty rough. Okay, so both, okay. Buzzsaw, yeah, he's a great guy, man. Both elites have the Profind right now. So both Profind 40s right now. So that's what Ryan just said. I knew there was something going on. Is Nokta running the deal with the pinpointer with the score? Do you know Ryan? Dog, get up to my walk. And 850. Oh, just so you know, small amount works. Well, that's cool. It you know, I went in there and the lady was like, "Is he a client here?" I was like, "No." She said, "Well, sign this paper that, like, you know, it's about money or something." And I'm like, "Dude, I ain't worried about it. Just get it fixed." And they were really good. I mean, I know, you know what I mean. I wasn't a client, and some, you know, I just had to pay them, but they got it done. That doctor come in there and dropped them drops in his eyes, man, and that was that. And they took good care of him. He threw up, man. I felt so bad for him, you know, and I was freaked out. My wife was freaked out, man. It was just, I really thought he was going to die. I mean, he was eating blood pressure pills. I didn't know how many he ate, you know, but yeah, lesson learned. What's going on, Retro Fan? And I can't, yeah, he's gotten big, man. Now, yeah, rocking the Manicore and love it. Cool deal. First problem, this problem is the same machines that overload and lock it up. They need to fix the lockup problem. It shouldn't. Well, you know, thinking about that, Zapper, you know, when I first tested, you know, prior, you know, we've got these people, you know, that has run around the whole release of this detector, in my opinion, has just been Garrett putting out one forest fire after the next. That's my opinion, and I see comments around where people are like, "Oh, you're being too hard on them." You know, all machines come out with all these problems, but that's not true. MINELAB had an iron issue with the Manicore. They fixed it. What else did it have? You know what I mean? XP, what was it going on with it? But anyway, just something minor. The Legend, I even thought about the Legend in its release. It wasn't loaded with bugs and glitches per se. It had one where it took, but that wasn't a functional thing. You could still use it. That was when you changed one of the settings on the tone or something. But Sharpshooter found that sounded like a rocket taking off. But it wasn't per se glitches that you are going to not be able to use your machine. And this stuff here that's going on, I can't think of any other detector that's ever been released like this. And then we look at 2.07, and, you know, I borrowed Iffy's. I had sold mine, and I borrowed Iffy's machine, and I got a text about a metal detector. But I had borrowed Iffy's machine, and I done just over, you know, just a kind of a gloss over testing with it. But that won't happen again. From here on out, I'm going to keep that machine, and I'm going to go through this thing with a magnifying glass on these updates, because, I mean, you know, what if you'd been out there hunting with this machine for, you know, a month? This stuff has been out there floating around since March, and dude, it's really, really bad. I mean, I showed that little clip in there on the beach, but I got another one I'll show in just a few minutes, the Carolina Digger. I mean, it's horrendous bad about, in my opinion, of what you might be missing. It's just, I mean, I'm just going to say it. In my opinion, this machine right now in its current firmware is unacceptable. I said this in a video the other day that Garrett should halt sales on that unit until they fix it. And they should. It's not right, in my opinion, for people to buy that machine and it's in basically an unusable state. Unless you want to swing it over here, you don't know what's under the coil, so you don't know when to stop and let it think for 5 seconds to reset. You don't know any of these things. And I've seen the comments. John Edmonton over there on Fine Mall is still pushing it. Says, "Oh, it's still usable. I took it out and found a bunch of coins. You just got to stop when you come over a big target." Did you guys see that can on the beach? Did that sound like a big target? No, it went blip. So something is wrong with the way it reports on bigger items. The bigger the item, the further away the coil can be. So if you got a can at 4 inches and you come across it, the machine's blanked out. You got a big old plow point, you may come across it at 4 to 8 inches, and it's blanked out. A bottle cap, you got to be closer. A coin, you got to be closer. But it doesn't matter. No other detector on the market today does that. And what's going on over there at Garrett? I mean, we got the cover-up people that I call them, and I get the people that are under contract with them not saying anything because there's probably a clause, if I was a betting man, I'd bet on it, that says they can't speak negative of Garrett in public. So I understand that, but what about all these other people that don't have a dog in the fight that are on YouTube and they're just glossing over this? The worst problem in metal detector history that we've ever seen with a metal detector, in my opinion. Have you guys, you've been here with me almost 7-8 years now. Have you seen anything come out like this? No. We had the Legend blowout, but that was more of claims about how it performed, and they didn't have an iron bias on it, and that's what all that started about. It wasn't like this. You could actually use that machine. So anyway, let me look at the comments right here. Yeah, Zapper, you're absolutely right with your comment that's up on the screen. That thing in the very first versions was changing IDs. You'd go 2 inches, 3 inches, come up to 4 inches, and at 5 inches, and it would change ID on an air test. What's going on, Knights? Triple score comes with Nokta pointer ham. Look at this thing, man. Look at that. I mean, how... Why Ryan's on here? If you want a triple score, right there it is. It's got every. How can a Vortex compete with that? I paid $479 for a VX5. You can't even use it on the beach. No wireless headphones, nothing in the box, just a detector and a cord. Then I upgraded it for $85 to a VX7. Yeah, then that one does have a beach program. One set of tones on the VX5. One set of tones on the VX7, no head. How can you even think about buying, in my opinion? I mean, I'm like, dude, it's no comparison. You look at the MINELAB Elite, the triple score, all the different features, what you get for your money. Look at that. Look at that again. Nokta triple score comes with a hand digger, carry bag, fines pouch, plus 2 coils and the Bluetooth headphones for $499. And you guys have seen it. The triple score will unmask better on low to mid conductors than the Vortex VX9. So, that's what I seen in my testing. Let's go right here. Let's call him. He has 20 sets, including 3 white Spectra XLT. Do we need to have a talk with him? Yeah, we do. I get that people, stay onto that. And I see somebody comment my channel that said, oh, I got it to sorrow. Well, and I love it compared to these modern detectors. And I'm going to say this right here. If you would take the time to take the baby blanket away from you, and it's like Linus's blanket, because I got a buddy that uses a Nautilus steel. Even with all the stuff that's out there, he swings a Nautilus. It's like a security blanket because they know these detectors. And if they would take the time to set that thing down and really learn one of these new tech detectors, it's like going from driving a 1970s car to riding in a 2025 Cadillac. You know what I mean? My granddaddy had a Cadillac, a 70-something model. It ain't no comparison to the 2025 models, I mean, I get longevity on some of the older stuff, lasts longer, but it ain't even a comparison. Got GPS, great air conditioning, heated and cool seats, to get the Manicore this week. We'll see how it compared to the DEUS II. I've never used a MINELAB machine. Dirt Devil Detecting, yeah, give Ryan a shout out, man. He gives some great prices on bundled deals if you get other stuff with it. I don't know that anybody could beat him, man, on those bundled deals. I know that MINELAB machines is real strict on pricing, but if you buy other accessories and stuff. But Eric is, let's see what we got here. If my DEUS II can notch out aluminum, still hit the jury goal, we are sitting pretty. Chig is using his Vortex, no complaints. I jumped past Garrett. Smart move. Yeah, I'm not even going to get into that. I mean, yeah, I'm going to leave that one alone. Yes, I am waiting for the first review of the new HF2 coil for the DEUS II. You heard it was going to hit the U.S. I've not heard the time frame, but I know that they're going to send me one. The owner of XP told me this months ago that when it was ready, and I guess the beta software is ready, I will have it. So I might not be able to say nothing about its performance, but maybe I can leak a hint when I do have it in hand. Maybe. I don't know, so don't hold me to that. I don't have to sign anything with them, so, normally I can kind of hint like, I got something behind the scene, you know what I mean? So we'll see. Let's see, no set date here is what Ryan says. Said mid-May for new coil, but no promises. Yeah, well, I think that the whole beta process has got to be tested too with the field testers. So I don't have that yet, and I usually do. So let's see here. Hit the like button. Appreciate it. Been a while, man. Yes, Trevor, it's been a while. Have 9 different detectors, just added a triple score. Pretty impressive for the price, right? I mean, Nokta's done something there. I wonder which detectors the Vortex influence swing when they aren't filming for their channels. Anybody downplaying this problem, there's something wrong. I mean, this is a big issue. I wished I could help that company, but I'll be honest with you. At this point, I wouldn't test for them if they asked me to. And I've kind of been asked in a roundabout way, but I'm not signing any NDAs and surely not signing an NDA to test for Garrett. And I don't mean that. I would love to. Look, I want to say something real quick. I seen a comment the other day on another YouTuber's channel talking about people hating companies or wanting to see companies fail. That is totally untrue. You guys that have been with me this whole time, nobody gets a free pass, right? MINELAB gave me the manicord. Did I post publicly about the iron problem? Yes. And why? Because they gave me static when I reported it directly to them. But when it come out in the public, what happened? They got to work on it. Delic, she sent me the triple score. That last trip, I think that triple score that I showed, was sent to me. I showed the iron problem that Bass Trackerman found. What'd they do? Yeah, let's talk about that case in point just for a minute. They had a problem with the triple score when it first come out, calling 6 or 7 inch targets on the beach iron. And it did not, me and Sharpshooter talked about this, and I tested the beach program in my yard, and it called the stuff right. But as soon as it hit that sand, that wet sand, something was off in the machine. I showed that. Nokta was on the phone with me. A rep from Nokta was on the phone with me probably within it wasn't even 24 hours. And within 72 hours, that was on a Thursday or Friday, I showed that. They had me a beta version Monday for me to take to the beach and test. And what happened, they had it up on their site very short period of time with that. And it was an impressive beta version that made that machine competitive with the Legend. And in my opinion, maybe it was good. It was good. You guys seen the test. But here we have Garrett with the software out for over a month. This stuff come out in March, and it's been floating around in this condition. And we're going to look at another video so people that's not familiar with this can see, how horrendous this is. But we'll get back to the DEUS II HF coil because there's a couple of points that I want to talk about that. But let me go through that work with Garrett, developing a different machine. Garrett is stubborn when it comes to taking advice. I've heard that. And that is going to, in my opinion, sink them, at least in the hobby division. You guys that are on my channel, we're a really in the know type bunch. We're really serious detectors. And if we have beginners here, they're here to advance their detecting. So we're a bunch that has, inquisitive minds, critical thinking, and we want to know, intellectual curiosity, as Sharpshooter likes to say. We got intellectual. If there's a problem, we want to look at it. If it's good, we want to show it. You know what I mean? So, in people like that, this machine will just not, in my opinion, stand up at its current state to this. And at its price point and what it offers and its features, in my opinion, as I said this in the very beginning, and everybody gave me flack about it, or not everybody, but some people gave me flack about it, was that it's just not competitive. It's not competitive with the triple score, the Legend, the Elite, the Equinox 800, the Equinox 700. That stuff, when you put headphones and pinpointer and stuff with that, it all comes out. WS6 Master DEUS II falls in that range too. And it's just not competitive. One, in performance and features. I mean, it's decent performer. It's the best when it's working correctly in the Garrett lineup. But you know, what does that mean? Well, when you compare it to the Elite, the Triple, you know, it's just short, and that is detectors that cost less. So you know, with the stuff. So anyway, let me see what we got here. Lewis says, I hope we'll see a new American metal detector company who will start fresh on making waterproof single multi-frequency detectors to compete with other companies overseas. Garrett's not cutting it. Lewis, I think it's over. I mean, I'm just stating my opinion. I wish I could hold up a Garrett Vortex and say, buy the smell detector. It's made in the USA. I can't hold up you know, this is just my opinion on these detectors. I think it's over. I think Fisher's done with, I don't think they have it. I mean, how can, you know what I'm saying? There's, you know, they're just, it's almost like in my opinion, the American companies rested on the laurels. They're selling in these big box stores and this, that, and the other. They stayed with single frequency and they just never advanced and put any money in research and development. Garrett had to make a ton of money off the AT Pro. That was the hottest thing going at one time. Well, why didn't that money go? It's a question. Why didn't that money go into research and development? They should have crapped a multi-frequency detector about when the Equinox 800 come out. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I'm just saying. I think it's over, and that's a sad, sad deal. That we should be the leaders. You know, to that new coil has HD sound. I don't know. I have not. I've seen the little release video. I've not talked with XP about it. I've not sent them an email or anything, but I do know that there's been a couple people who have, and we all talk. You know, there's a couple other testers. You guys know who they are, and we talk. You know, behind the scenes, and there was a little bit of information, but no stats about it or anything like that. And let's talk about that coil just for a minute. Why I'm thinking about it, and then we'll jump back on the Vortex just for a minute. I know that Nokta, I hope Nokta comes out with something new soon too, but I think their PI machine's coming out first, which I don't know how that's going to fit into our environment. I know we got some guys that live in hot dirt, but we'll have to see. The HF coil, I got a question for you guys. So when I'm diving, I've got these bright lights that you guys see on the dive videos. And there's a point to where you get so much brightness, it just kind of washes everything out, and you kind of have to dial them back in some circumstances. My question about this is with the DEUS II that we have now and where it sits, and the Manicore where it sits, and knowing the type targets that I've pulled off the beach to where they're so tiny I can't even recover them. I need a plastic spoon like Sharpshooter said. I'm just wondering where for relics is that frequency cut off at, if that makes sense. You guys think about what I'm saying. So is it 50 kilohertz? Is it 75 kilohertz? Is it like the DEUS coil can run up to 120 kilohertz? Is it 90? Where is the point of having the frequency so high there's a point of diminishing returns? You know, to where you're digging little things like this. And when I think about relic hunting, I mean, I get it for the gold prospectors. It's those things, but I'm just saying to where now. I just threw that out there because even when the HF coil come out, remember Gary that used to work for XP told me in a private email. He said, "Oh, it's an HF coil. It's more for gold. We're not really going to benefit from it for relics." Well, that turned out to be flat out wrong, and he realized that too, you know, pretty quickly. But the common thought back then was that was just a gold coil, but we see that those frequencies. But I'm just wondering if there's a point to where, and it's a question, is there a point to where as relic hunters or park hunters or whatever you're doing with it, is there going to be a point where you get the frequency so high, you're digging stuff so tiny that it's just a point of diminishing returns? Or is that frequency running up so high going to allow us to unlock more stuff in iron even beyond what we can now? Even though we may have to contend with digging littler stuff. That's a question. So, but I'm excited to try it. I'm excited because it said it runs down to 9 kilohertz. So I'm excited about using this coil in an iron patch. And number two, I'm excited about using it underwater. That really has got me fired up, you know, about using it underwater in a tighter, you know, having a tighter parameter and how good that XP DEUS II is underwater. In my opinion, best underwater machine. I was on a diving site the other day, and they were talking about Excalibur, and they were going deeper than 66 feet. And I'm like, okay, I've dived, 60 feet or less. And for me, I've got plenty of experience with the Excalibur. Flagman still got one, and he doesn't like the way the bone conduction pushes out on his hood in the cold water, so he kind of uses the Excalibur when it's super cold, and then as the water comes up, he'll switch over because it flushes your hood a little bit. But DEUS II, best dive machine. Worst release of a detector I can remember. I concur with that. I've never seen anything like this. Let's see. That would explain why they chose a bottle digger detector machine. Well, you was told the last night's Templar it does. I thought it was. Oh, I pay attention. Zapper, I seen a comment that you put somewhere else that was dead on another channel. It was pretty much calling things like it is. We got these cover-up men that don't want to say anything about a company's misgivings. Well, in my opinion, Garrett's at fault here, and I think they need to be, it needs to be out. I think that they've handled this incorrectly. They should acknowledge this problem and said we're working on it, but it's been crickets. And I should have a beta version of that in my box and not some crap about wanting to send me some COIL so I could sign an NDA and they could shut me down where I could report straight to Garrett. I don't want to hear that crap. That's pathetic. Nokta, I don't have a NDA with them. I didn't have one with MINELAB. Never signed one. You guys know that. XP will send me because that's just who I am. I'll test your stuff and you say, hey, if we're working on it, I wouldn't get a beta version for a company and trash them about the beta version. We're working through the problems, that you guys know this. Maybe they don't, but you guys know this. This is a straight up channel. We don't play that game here. We'll help companies too. But at the end of the day, you guys, well, let me point over here. You guys are who I care about the most. So, that didn't even know it should be on my bucket list. 1780 Continental Army USA button and almost. Oh, there you go. There you go. That is nice. That is nice. I don't have one of them. I've got British buttons from that time frame, but I don't have a American button. MINELAB did the same thing to MK at M. Then he went DEUS ambassador and he has gray matter. Do you have a custom program? I do. And there's different things about this, and I'll tell you why I use this program. My stuff is built off of FAST. I like the filtering in FAST. So when I use full tone, sensitive full tones, a lot of people like it. And in certain conditions, it may have a slight advantage in unmasking over FAST, but I just like the way that FAST handles the iron. I'm so used to it. I'm dialed into it underwater, and I'm happy with it. My underwater time is, Sharpshooter brought up a point about diving and metal detector. That is probably one of the hardest things you can do with a metal detector. So you don't want to be down there changing settings and this, that, and the other. So about the thing that I'll change on my program for diving is just the recovery speed if I'm trying to get more depth, and a 2.5 if I'm trying to do unmasking. But yeah, even on land, it's pretty much the same thing. If I'm in heavier iron, I'll run a 2.5. If I want to get some depth, I'll go 1.5, which still has good separation. And I've done that with Carolina Digger on some of the videos this year. And I dug some deep stuff and still had good, even in iron, I dug some good stuff at 1.5. But yeah, I'll share the settings on that on a video here soon, Trevor. I can't wait to see the Pay Street using the yeah. Yes, they will. Speaking of elite, it needs a faster recovery speed. Maybe MINELAB can update. I have no idea. I have no idea why they're doing it. I appreciate it. And somebody else gave me something up here. Let me cruise back up. I didn't shout out. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for the support and appreciate it. Carson, Chris. Let's see. The Manicore works in red dirt. Is there anyone who uses their Manicore in these high? I think that me and Knights Templar was talking about that versus DEUS II, and MINELAB's got an edge up on XP in the hottest dirt. If anybody else wants to chime in on that, I think Carson Chris is in super hot dirt. Let's see here. Let me go down. Dirt on my HF lip. I rarely use 7 at the top lot. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to wonder where the cutoff point will be on that. So it'll be very, very interesting to see the HF coil for fine chain. Yes, that's what me and Sharpshooter was talking about the other night. He brought that up. I'm going to take it to the beach. We're going to get some thin change, and we're going to test it on the beach and see, and then we'll take the Manicoil with the M8 coil and put them head to head, because that's what we do here at Calabash Digger Adventures. We want to know the real deal. Right? Yeah, let's see here. I've been doing more nugget hunting lately. Can't wait for it. Nugget feels high for Italy. Last week, there was a Garrett contest on the beach, and no one had Vortex. Dang. Okay. Well, it will make it easier to see while waiting. Yeah, that's true, Dwayne. That is true. That is true. High mineralization. I'm kind of, I'm not experienced with that, but I try to stay up with stuff, and it seems like the consensus is high mineralization. I thought that was one of the touts of the Vortex, too, that was supposed to be great in high mineralization. And I know Relics and Rings did a video, and the Apex beat it. So I don't know if that's changed or not in the deal. Second day is 2, Gold Ring Hunter. In the chat, if anyone of you have 807 added the update, have you noticed the difference in performance updated today but haven't used it yet? No, Dwayne, it does not. So what I done was bought the VX5, and I took it home, and I'll show you a clip. I'll show you what happened in just a second before we move on. But I brought it home, and I wanted to see if it was in through their whole line. And so the short answer is no. You cannot roll their detector back. But let's look at this right here real quick. This is the VX5, and this is the day that I brought it home, and Carolina Digger was out there messing with it. I had to run grab my camera. It literally took him 60 seconds to replicate this problem. So I know that there's been some chatter out there about people, oh, I couldn't get it to do it. Well, okay. Yeah, okay. So here we go. Check this out. Right, guys, so me and Carolina Digger was out messing with this off camera, and he hit a big old target. It's doing it worse?
It was to give it a 50 on the big old target. Now it's giving a 7 on both of them. What? Oh, there's back to the 50.
It changed? Yep.
The 50 on the bottle cap. 49. 49. 49. 49.
So it'll change it on a bottle cap. Let it think. Show them and let it think. Set it off to the side. Let it think.
Still in.
Okay. 8. Now go over the big thing.
8.
It's calling a big old non-ferrous.
8.
Look at that. Big old non-ferrous. That's copper, silver, and one nail. Just keep swinging. I'm going to move the nail.
Go ahead. It ain't going to make no difference.
It ain't going to make no difference.
8. Locked up at 8.
8. At 8. All right.
8. 8.
Listen, hey, just keep swinging it. Keep swinging it right there. I'm going to move it to a quarter. It's a quarter now, guys. See that silver quarter? Bottle cap.
8.
8. I'm gonna change it out for a $50, silver $50. Bottle cap's 8. All right, go over the $50. So the VX5 is doing it too.
Giant piece of copper.
Look at that giant piece of copper.
8.
Hey, and come back over the copper. Lift the coil up high. Let's see if it changes.
No.
So it's locked up right there. Try the quarter. That's a silver half. Lift the coil up.
Started hitting it right up here.
All right, go back down on it. All right, let me get the cap back out. Where'd the cap go? This is a cap. Show them the cap normal. Calling it iron. Calling it iron. Silver. Look at that. Uh-oh, now it's calling the cap. It's calling the cap a silver half.
And that giant piece of copper, a silver half.
All right, see if you can get it to lock up on.
Yes, a pull tab.
A pull tab's 90?
Yeah, a pull tab's 90.
What you guys think about that? Did my camera go down? Let me see if my camera went out. Let's see here. Let me switch cameras. Okay, so I had to change up my camera there. Let me get this thing adjusted right here. My Sony cameras, I don't know what's going on there. My Sony cameras are really not impressing me on these lives. That thing didn't run, but it ran less than an hour. So I've been kind of having some problems with the longevity of that. So I'm trying not to get my chair on slash here. There we go, right there. All right, so yeah, that's what do you guys think about that? I mean, that's just unacceptable. I mean, how does that escape out of the factory into the public's hand? And that's the VX5, the VX7 does it, the VX9 does it, and it's been out over a month. Yeah, I don't know. They're not good if they're rushed. You know, they need to be tested thoroughly, and the kinks need to be worked out of it. They got some, you know, in my opinion, there's some problems going on with, I don't know. I don't know if it's engineers or what it is. Something is just off, in my opinion, about that Vortex and the whole release of this thing. It's just something, I don't know. With the Manicore with amazing machines. Yes, yeah, you got the two best right there. It's just, yeah. Let's see here. The cherry picker finds way too many gold rings, so bought one for Florida home. Yeah, cool. Thanks. I'll be waiting for that one. Let's see here. The Vortex is the Joe Biden of metal detectors. It glitches, wanders off, shakes hands with ghosts, and falls down. I'm not going to get into politics, but that was a crazy 4 years with that mess. That's all I'm going to say. That's a comment said they were not right, and I called him out. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Zapper. And yeah, these cover-up guys, they're not helping anybody. You know what? I mean, when you really think about it, these cover-up guys don't care about their viewers. I mean, think about it. There was a live stream by another channel last night. Did they talk about any of this? Wonder why. If you got people out there that rely on you for information, it's got to be the good and the bad for it to be accurate, right? So why was this not brought up, you know, somewhere else? You know, I don't know. Why has there been no videos on this? Why has Garrett not come out and said anything? You know, I don't know. The XP, or what would you attempt? No, I would not even waste my time doing that. No. That would just be in the wet sand. That would just be bad. Yeah. Let's see. Love to see cherry picking gold rings in my part. Absolute trash with cancel my soil and cow. Okay, I know that y'all are all having a chat. I'm just trying to catch up. Had a pretty good thought on the firmware between earlier. I'd have to agree. Well, oh yeah. Let's talk about that just for a minute. Me and him's been talking, but me and Sharpshooter talk a lot. You know, me and him was talking about, man, I wish people could hear what we have to say, you know, behind the scenes. But me and him talk a lot. And we were talking about this, and let me go ahead and tell you about this firmware in the working theory. So I was telling Sharpshooter when I got the VX5, I brought it in, and, you know, after that test you just seen, that was the VX5. The beginning video was the VX7 on the beach. And I'd done the upgrade thing, and that thing changed from one single bar instantaneous. And as soon as it done that, I was like, yeah, the software's in it. And I told Sharpshooter, I said, I think the software's in it. And he's like, yeah. And that's probably, he walked it on down and, you know, started analyzing. And then said, yeah, you know, in theory, we think that that's probably why the whole line is infected. And if 207 wasn't doing it, Sharpshooter come up with that maybe the locking things in it caused this. Well, we're not engineers. We don't know. It's just a theory. But something changing from 207 to 9.08 got off really bad. So, you know, I mean, so, you know, I would pull it. It needs to be, Carson Chris. That is unacceptable. That metal detector should not be being sold right now, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Put it in the comments. We got enough people in here. We got 100 people in here right now. If you don't think it should be sold, put it in the comments. Let them know. They're watching this. You know they are. I mean, how could they not be? Somebody from there is watching it. If you think that should be pulled off, put it in the comments. It's really a travesty, man, in my opinion. Sharpshooter's right about that orcs, that you got to stay in the dry sand. But if you venture down in that wet sand, you're going to have a problem. Yeah, it's just crazy. That machine locked up like a phone might do. That's not going to help anyone. No. And then you got one of the people over there, and I've watched this guy, Sharpshooter was talking about it. Sharpshooter done a post over on Firmware, Edmonton, John Edmonton. He's been trolling around on them forums for years. You know, I seen a post years ago, and this is when I knew he was full of crap. Talking about digging flour gold with an AT Pro or some kind of crazy crap. And I just watched him, and he come in there and made a comment, one of my posts over there on TreasureNet one time about it ain't the detector, it's the detectors. Look, a detector is limited to what his detector can do. I don't care how good you are or how well you know a detector. At the end of the day, the detector limits you if it can't perform with other detectors. Of course, you can buy a great detector, not know what you're doing, and, you know, we all know that story. But what about a great detector who has a machine that has limiting problems or limiting features or limited performance? He can't see into the ground, and the other dude's got a detector that knows it, and it's got better performance. It's just reality, man. You know, so that's something to think about, you know. And, you know, I asked him, I said, well, if it doesn't matter about that way, you got 9 metal detectors. But just shilling over there, telling everybody it's usable. And he went out in a park hunt, took a bunch of pictures of some coins. It says, you just got to let it think, or, you know, you hit a big target, you need to let it rest. Well, you don't know if it's a big target or not. You don't know if it's a can at 4 inches. I mean, come on, man. Just horrible, horrible people, man. In my opinion, doing that type of stuff. I'm like, you guys are, in my opinion, people out there are soulless in a way, because you're just taking people's money for what? Do you own stock in a certain company? I mean, what do you do? I mean, even that is morally wrong, but what are you doing, man? I mean, they sent you a hat and you're going to, you know, I'm just saying in general, and I'm talking about for any company, that crap is awful, man. It's awful. I mean, I had it with the Manicore. I had the people coming out, oh, ain't nothing wrong with the Manicore, ain't nothing wrong with that calabash, it's you. Well, lo and behold, some of them engineers and doctors and physicists come to the United States, and guess what happened? MINELAB fixed it. Well, all them people that said that shouldn't have updated their machine. I mean, what happened about the Vortex when it first came out? One YouTuber said, what? It's doing everything it's supposed to do. Is that what? Yeah, that's what was said, right? Come on, man. You know, and then if you say the facts or try to show the real skinny on something, you're a hater or trying to, you know, cause problems. Or no, dude, what we're trying to do is say that there's facts about these metal detectors. You know, I can make mistakes. I sure can, but there ain't no mistakes in that. You guys seen that. Vortex will give me a nervous breakdown. Made a comment the other day about how the programmers make updates and don't go through the program thoroughly and end up with issues like the Vortex. Yeah. I mean, I think the marketing company over at Garrett, I think that they do the field testing. I don't know how that works over there, but how did they not catch this? I mean, it's just a question. Garrett engineers never mind the numbers and I beeps. I suggest you dig it all. Well, here's the problem, Lewis. Sometimes it'll lock up and won't make a tone, so you can't dig that. It'll lock up and it won't even sound off on the other target if you come across some big iron. Something that happened that would have been heads. Yeah, I said it in that video. You know, early on I made that video. Everybody should be fired. But I said it the other day, and this is my opinion. Some people should be out the door. Oh, whoever owns that company should put some of these people out the door, in my opinion, because this is horrendous. You know, I mean, it just really is. I mean, I'm not going to beat a dead horse with it, but, well, Garrett will fix it. Oh, I'm sick of hearing that crap. Okay, that's fine. And until they do, in my opinion, they should take it down and quit selling it, or at least come out and warn the people that are using it. Did you hear how silent it got? That's what it's been on the Vortex from Garrett. We've not heard anything about that. So Garrett is letting me return my VT because I bought it from them directly, but I had to pay shipping. So you got to eat the shipping on their faulty metal detector. Is that what we're saying here, Zach? Yeah. Well, go buy if you want to stay in metal detecting. I'm going to say this: if you want to get something that beats the Vortex, you got the triple score and you got the MINELAB Elite. If you want to go above that to Equinox, you can do that, or WS6 Master. There's things out there that beat it, and they beat it with features, they beat it with performance. So that's just I know it's easy. It's easy to click on YouTube, and I feel so sorry for the newbie because wherever they land, they see somebody running around the countryside and dancing, and oh, I got a Garrett, I found a coin in my backyard, or and they don't know. Oh, look what they found! I need to get one of those. They don't know all the stuff that we know, and it's just basically luck of the draw, whichever video they click on. It's just I don't know. It's really bad. Detector Warehouse for $3.99. Okay. Well, did you have to put any money down, Retro Fan? The hobby still rocking. I don't know the answer to that. I don't know. I know the XP was supposed to have an increase, is what some people were saying. Those people have the mentality of Walmart self-checkout. I hate self-checkout. I agree. They should let you roll back updates. Well, that's where Ms. Sharpshooter was talking about the rollbacks. It may not be possible because of the VX5 and the VX7. Because it seems like, you remember when XP had the problem with version 1.0? How long did it take them to pop up another fix for that? What was it, 3 days? When the internet lit up and people said, whoa, it's way too hot on iron. Y'all took too many filters out of it. What did they do? You could either roll back to your previous version, or you could take that new version, but they don't have that. So I don't know if it's even possible. That would have been the simplest fix, but the VX5 and the VX7 don't have no version to roll back to. So with Nugget, since I started going to the rivers here in Puerto Rico, that way I don't have to buy a gold Nugget detector. Maybe it will. To those who want a refund, then a credit. Yeah. Should dye her hair the same color as the Vortex. If Garrett is a Joe Biden, then the Manicor is a Donald Trump. All right. Y'all leave the politics out of it, but I agree with you. In trouble and are working to wonder how things are glitching, and they could be contacting the builders in China with the bad chippers. I don't know. I don't know about any of that. Garrett should have removed the version. Yeah, and say update pending. Yeah, I agree. They should have come out publicly about this. But no, here we are. Team Garrett. Calabash is Team Garrett. I'm doing their job. I'm out publicly telling you guys that there's a problem with the Vortex, VX5, VX7, and VX9. Are they working on it? I have no idea what they're working on. They've not contacted me about that. They got my email address. But at this point, I don't want them to. Go on, do your thing, and when it comes out, I'm going to put a magnifying glass on it, and if it's got problems, we're going to show it again. If it's fixed, then we're going to show it fixed. But I ain't going to be going, high five, Garrett fixed it. That moment has passed. And all these people that like to come in and comment and say, all machines do this. Show me another one that's been like this at release. I was complaining, but as a big an issue as it should have been noticed through. Yeah, you would think so. You would think that the basic testing would have found it. If I was teaching my kid and I had bought him that, or over Nextera or Vankus, yeah. I mean, this is serious. For free upgrade to the VX9 for everyone, then reimburse the VX9 owners the extra they paid. That's a good idea, Dwayne. They need to do some kind of penance for this deal, in my opinion. Big target like a silver dollar coin spill. Yeah, that would blank it out. And the bigger it gets, Carson, the further away you can be from it. So that's just something to think about. Or pull a card from XP and be able to switch back. Yeah. Well, that might be a problem. You know your detector sucks, Buttermilk, when China won't counterfeit it. Oh, gosh. I don't know, Johnny Rum. I mean, this has been out. So let me tell you how this went down. So Johnny, my buddy, sends me a video, says, hey, Calabash, check this out. And he sends me a clip. I say, hey, Johnny, you care for you? No, man, use it. So I posted it up. I'm like, what is going on here, you know? And then the next thing you know, he sent me another video I posted up. And then the next thing you know, somebody on YouTube said, my machine won't do that. Yeah, you can't get your machine to do it? Okay, so I said, I'm going to go spend my money and buy another one. So I did. You know how long it took us to figure out the machine was doing it? I'm just going to be fair and say less than 60 seconds. That's how long it took. Carolina Digger cut the machine on in my yard, swung it over a couple of targets, less than 60 seconds. So anybody that can't figure out how to get that machine to do that, maybe we need to start doing our videos in the C-spot run format for them, you know, kind of tone it down a little bit. I don't know. I always want my time rather buy a bounty hunter than Garrett. If it was free, my time is too. That's exactly right, Dwayne. That's how I feel about it too. Profit over customers. Let's see. Garrett needs to put a better hardware in. I've said all along it wasn't a software problem. Okay. I don't know. I just, my time is valuable too, and I want to be using the best tool for the job. But let me see this, guys. How long have I been on here? 56 minutes. Let me show you guys a couple of finds, and we'll wrap it up. I had to eat shipping. I'm leaning towards a triple score, but might save up for a manacle. We're not sure yet. If you're new to the hobby, just buy the triple to make sure you're going to stay in it, or the elite. But the triple, that's a good deal. And maybe the place that I would recommend the elite over the triple, if your area has super highly mineralized dirt, MINELAB is probably going to outperform the Nokta in that. MINELAB kind of owns that at the end of the day, the super highly mineralized dirt, in my opinion. But that triple is just where I live, I mean, it's a smoking in this deal here. Next, they will say, doesn't matter when you dig it all. Yeah, I mean, that's the type of stuff we're getting, you know, over there, that guy on Fine Mall. Oh, just when you swing I started to do a video like this, guys. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 1 Mississippi, 2. That's literally what you would have to do to let it reset so you wouldn't miss a target. But you can miss 2 targets even on the same sweep. So if you got a can right here, like I showed the gold ring, and the gold ring is right here with that one sweep, even after you let it think, as soon as you hit that can, it's locked up, the gold ring's gone. First swing, you step forward, it's bad. I think Garrett should put a scantily clad. I think First Texas Products has bought Fisher. My Legend performed excellent the other day. I found 2 Indian head pennies foot down. Yeah. The Legend, man, they brought that thing a long ways. I can't translate it, Roman. I can't translate it, but I see you clapping hands, so appreciate it, man. Of their updates ends bricking the machine, then they're going to be in big trouble. Well, you know, like I said, we're gonna look at the next one with a magnifying glass too. What's new with MINELAB? I don't know, but some people's kind of quiet, so there's probably something going on. I don't know. I don't got the skinny with them out of the Vortex deal. I got took out of the loop. Then we all win. Yeah, we do. The thing is, in my opinion, Garrett should have learned from the other things that went on with Nokta. Where were they at? Did they have their head in the sand? I mean, they seen what happened with that Legend, man. That was pretty heated. And, you know, Nokta corrected course with that, and they had the engineers to do it. Is that the problem? I don't know the answer to that question. Does Garrett not have any engineers? I think Nokta has a bunch, and MINELAB has a bunch, and XP's got some smart dudes over there too. I don't know who works at Garrett, but I know one thing: this machine's looking kind of rough, guys. You know, I mean, who come up with the whole? This is a question. Who come up with the whole scheme of VX5, VX7, and VX9, and was looking at what's out there with the competition? Who said, "Hey, boss, that's a good idea. We need to build a VX5 for $400-something, a VX7 for $500, and a VX9 for $599. Yeah, our competition gives coils, headphones, pin pointers, and the performance. Oh, nobody can compare one head to head down there in Texas. I mean, who thought that was a great idea? You know, so if you can't build in America and compete price wise and performance wise, then maybe, you know what I'm saying? That's the end of the road for metal detector companies in America. That's the question, is it? So, you know, if you can't build them here and compete with performance, price, features, and all that stuff, then why even build one? It's just a question. To crack the software, I don't know. I have a Fisher F70. I found braided hair large sent with a 5-inch concentric. Yeah, guys, I appreciate all of you guys, which is highly mineralized ground. So you probably would do better with a MINELAB there. Yep. Yep. I have a couple of ex-engineers at my work that were at MINELAB. Cool deal, man. Let me show you guys a couple of, not targets. Yeah, let me show you guys a couple of targets. Let me show you a couple of finds, man. Let's see what we got here. I found this. Okay, I got a couple of things here, and we'll just look at a couple of things. I got a bunch of stuff, but I'm just going to show you my pride and joy that I found the other day diving. Man, I looked for this thing, and I looked and looked, and there were so many fossils. You guys could see it on the dive video, but check this one out. Look at that mag tooth. Look at. I don't know if it will look at the. Can you see the serrated edges? I don't know if that little camera, but it's the edges are on it, and you guys see compared to my hand what this. Oh, I need to turn it around. No, that's right. That's right. You guys see it. Yeah, that's a stunner. I appreciate it, Johnny Rum. And check this pipe bowl out. See the eagle claw on the pipe bowl? You see that, guys? Let's see if it'll pick it up. Let me see. There. Well, it had it just for a second. Let's see if it picks it up. There it went. See it zoom in on it? See the eagle claw on the bottom of the bowl? I wish that one had been whole. But then I got this beauty right here. Check it out. Yeah, let's see if it zooms in. It's kind of got a thistle on it right here. Check that thing out, man. Yeah, boys, we need to get this boat down this river right here. Oh, I dropped my pipe, man. You know, you'd be having nicotine fits there for long. But that's just a couple of things. I'll show y'all one more thing. I got a black glass bottle too, but I'll show you guys another thing I found. I was in the low country diving, and you know, you got to dodge the alligators down there and all that good stuff. But here's a bottle. Let's see if it picks it up. Let's see if it pick them. Can you guys see the monogram on it? Let's see. That's maybe better. It's reading it backwards. Let me see if I can mirror this so you guys can see it. Let me see if it'll do it while I'm on camera. There we go. You guys see that? Check that thing out, man. Yeah, SC dispensary bottle. JoJo with the tree, man. That's a stunner too. There's not a crack in that bottle. You guys see that? I mean, you can see the air bubbles. Look how crude it is right there. That's a pretty valuable bottle too. So that's been kind of my thing for the last few weeks. Oh, did I show you guys on the dive video? Did I show you what Flagman found? Let me see if I can upload this real quick. I promise you guys this will be worth looking at. So we're in this site, and it was like this fishing camp place. And man, they had been fishing there for, I don't know, there was beer caps and from the 60s. I mean, just 80 years of stuff going on there, you know. And he was over there. He said, hey, man, look at this. I got this right here. Let me see if I can find a picture of it here. Let me see right here. Yeah, okay. Let me airdrop it. And let me see. I'm going to airdrop it to my computer. I'll bring it over. Give me just a second. All right, come on, guy. Did it come over? Where did it go? Yep, there it is. I'm going to bring it over, drag it right here. Let's see what happens. Oh, well, I got to dial back on it. You see that, guys? That is a 1700 Spanish cob. Dude, check that out. I'm going to show you the backside because the cross is really strong. Hey, whoever gave me the thumbs down, you're welcome. Go get yourself right. It's probably another YouTuber, one of the cover men, I would imagine. But go get yourself right and start telling people the truth. And quit hee-hawing around trying to cover this crap up. Let's see here. Let's drag this one over. Check the cross side out. What do you guys think about that? I mean, yeah, I was right beside him, guys, and this is what he found, you know. Look at that, man. Look at that. So it's been a pretty good start to dive season. Oh, that jug. Y'all want to see the jug? Yeah, hold on. I'll show you the jug, too. I appreciate it, Marco. Let's see here. Let me back up right here and see what we got. Yeah, man, that megalodon tooth is cool, man. I appreciate it, Johnny. Hold on, I'll show you the jug you got too on that dive. Let me see if I can find it here. Let me see what I can do here. Give me just a second. Let me pull up the text. He sent me a picture of it. Man, that jug was just awesome, man. Awesome. Let's see here. That's probably the best shot of it right there. Check this jug out, guys. This is just a stunner. I went ahead and got the megalodon tooth, but I don't know, man. That jug and them megalodon teeth is that was a close race for me. So let's see what it does. Let me dial back on it. Check that jug out, man. That's just a stunner. That thing, it's probably, I don't know, 1.5 feet tall. It's a big old jug, man. Big old jug. Let me go through the comments real quick. We're gonna wrap it up here tonight. Oh, here I am. See, guys, I told you I was all out of kilter here. The Garrett Axiom is a great PI. I hope they get the Vortex fixed. I hope they get it fixed, too. I mean, I'm kind of on them a little bit, and I think they deserve it. You know, I hope they get it fixed, too, and I hope that their next release is not like this. I hope that they spend some money and get the research and development and get going. Appreciate it, Zapper. The concept of upgrading software is a great idea to keep the customer from buying. Yeah. But they didn't obviously compare to the competition. That's the problem. There was nothing, in my opinion, there's nothing but here's the problem. Here's the problem, Edward G. I agree with you, but here's playing devil's advocate. What's happened between MINELAB and Nokta has brought the technology down into the $499 range, the $599 range. So, and all of the features. So, is that upgrade concept, and this is a question I'm asking you, is that upgrade concept viable in 2025? But I know Nokta has 3 detectors, the score, the double score, but still, people like us at research, we just go for the top one anyway. I'm just wondering if it's viable with all of the. It could be viable, but I mean, how much would the VX5 really be worth today in today's market? In my opinion, it's not even close to $400 something. I mean, you could compare it to a score, really. It has nothing on it; it's just turn on and go. So that's something to think about. Is that really viable with the way that we've got the competition and the fight going in the metal detecting industry? And you know what I'm saying. So, hey, I appreciate it. The one massive, yeah, that's a big one, man. Yeah, that pipe that had me fired up. Especially the gold fields and some beaches are brutal. That's why I figured it was. Jason. I bet there's a lot more to be found. Yeah, but the gators get so bad. I'm kind of like, I like to dive. Meg fossils are quite valuable. Appreciate it. Those are not for sale though. I'm not gonna turn loose. Appreciate it, Marco. Appreciate it. Why it's ever having problems like these detectors. Wish they were still around. Appreciate it, Edward. I'd love to see the size of that. Yeah, I would too, man. I mean, it's amazing. If you guys watch the video, we found whale vertebrae and we found a little bit of everything, man. So that jug, yeah, that jug is cool, man. I appreciate all you. Joe Biden worked for Garrett. Probably just got a vortex and it's coming tomorrow. Oh, yeah. I appreciate it, guys. And let's see here. The watching the drink jug. Yeah. I see 45 ups and no thumbs down. Yeah, I got one. Somebody left me one. But I appreciate it, guys. And I'm going to jump off of here in just 1 second. Let's see. I appreciate it, Jeffrey. I appreciate it. And that's what it's about, man. This is our goal here. I don't make no money per se doing this, not to amount to anything. I'm not getting rich off of YouTube. I'm not even really paying for my gas, to be honest with you, on these trips. But it's something, and I enjoy doing this, and I've enjoyed, hanging out with you guys tonight. But overall, I've enjoyed making the test and comparison videos. Has it gotten ugly at times? Yeah. And this right here for me it's better for me when the company comes out and makes a fairly decent machine that doesn't have so many problems, because then it doesn't look like, well, Calabash is just raising Cain all the time about this metal detector. Well, I give credit where credit's due. When 2.07 come out, I tested that and I said, it's the way it should have been released. Now let's see you guys go further. Well, this is what we got now. So I use are not all equal, and the MINELABs have multi IQ plus. There's a second thumbs down. Oh, there's another cover up man. I know some of them cover up men. I know them, and you can tell them, you can see them. You just, and some of them, have got a little bit of sense, and I'm just like, what's that all about? How could you fall into that trap? But hey, it is what it is. YouTube messes with some people's head, and they think they're movie stars. I mean, come on, man. Egos, come on. Hey, I appreciate it, Brian. I appreciate it, guys, and I'm gonna end it. And you guys have a great night. And if you guys are a cover-up man, if you're a cover-up man and you're watching this video, do some penance and tell the truth. You guys have a great night. If Garrett comes out with an update, we'll be back. We'll test it. If they correct it, we'll show that. So, but at the end of the day, problems with that, I'll be back. And if I can hint around about having the DEUS II coil, I'll be back to do that as soon as I get the beta and the coil in hand. You guys, I appreciate all you guys, and I appreciate the support. You guys have a great night.